Hey everyone, should be a pretty simple video today. What I'm going to do is try to fix up this little area right here. In one of my last videos, somebody called this my Parkway goatee, and they said they hoped I nicknamed it the Flavor Saver. Maybe the Bermuda Triangle, I don't know. It's an awkward spot in the lawn. It ended up here just because the way the driveways turned out when the houses got built. But the reason it's so crummy here is because the city came in and they dug a huge hole right here. We assumed it was going to be a light pole, and they dug that huge hole. The kids had a lot of fun playing in it, and it sat there for, I don't know, a couple months last year, and they just filled it back in, and it ended up with all these rocks and all this crappy dirt here. Some of the grass is filled in, as you can see, but some of it's just not wanting to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top dress this area, and I'm going to try to make this... Quiet, please! So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top dress this area, and I'm going to try to make it really nice. I'm going to get out as much of the rocks as I can, put down some nice compost, or it's that Black Kow manure dirt, and kind of see what happens. Sort of an experiment. I think most of you know that we like to make the lawn fun. Fun is the main goal here, and whenever we try to give tips on anything, people comment and the haters come out and they're like, no, that's not the best way to do it. You're so stupid. You shouldn't do that. You guys are idiots.
And idiots are dumb.
But I do like to experiment, so I'll show you the experiments on my lawn. So if you just want to see some experiments and see how it turns out without you having to be the one to do it, make sure to subscribe. But really one of the main points that I like to drive home is that you don't have to be perfect. There are lots of different ways to do lawn care, lots of different ways to do everything. Just try it. You can put dirt out on your lawn. It's not going to mess anything up, especially if you've got Bermuda grass, alpha grass. It's going to fill in just fine. So stay tuned to see the results of this. I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Let's rake out these rocks a little bit. So basically what I'm going to try to do is prepare the area as good as possible, but where I live, there are rocks everywhere. So basically what dirt is here is what fills in the space between the rocks. And so I can rake some rocks off the top, but the more I rake, the more rocks I'm going to find. So I'm just going to rake out the rocks that I can see, dig it down a little bit, and fill it in with some of this Black Kow. Is this a wire? Oh, look at that. Okay, so I got rid of as many of the rocks and junk as I could, even that big one there in the middle, and a wire. I don't know what in the world's up with that, but get rid of the debris, and then we're gonna put down our Black Kow. What is this? Cow manure, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So the most ideal thing may be to wait for this to dry out so it'll spread a little bit easier, but I don't wanna take the time. I'm gonna try to spread it out wet. We'll see what happens. So this would probably be considered a really heavy top dressing. I'm just covering this entire area with dirt, and as it dries out, I'll come rake this out more and spread it out, make it more flat, make sure that everything is nice and level, and turn this here Bermuda Triangle into the perfect little section of lawn that I can hand manicure from time to time. So remember I said that everybody has their own way of doing things. There are lots of different ways to do all types of different things in lawn care. Well, the way that I like my edges to be, I like the dirt to be level, if not just barely above the cement around it, because then I have a huge roller on the back of my mower, and that roller will then roll over the concrete. I hate the sound of that roller rolling over the concrete. It just irks me, and it hits rocks and all this stuff. So I like my mower to glide over the edges as much as possible. So I like the dirt just to be, I mean, perfectly even, if not slightly higher than the concrete. We got a lot of flack on that when we were doing the leveling project before sod on Left Tool's lawn. Got a lot of thumbs down on that video. I don't know. That's just the way we like to do it. People also, I don't think, liked that we were leveling it before we did sod, because sod will make it kind of uneven, you know, so what's the point in leveling it before? Let me tell you, there's a huge difference between his front yard where we did the leveling before the sod and the backyard where we didn't. I'll show you that when we give you an update on his yard. His grass is turning green. That sod is coming in great. It's looking awesome. But we'll be updating you soon on that. So it's probably not gonna need a ton of extra work. I think this is gonna end up being pretty flat, but I'll probably bring sand out here and put sand over this entire area just to make sure it's perfectly flat and level. Once this all gets rained in and grass starts growing through, we'll do a little sand leveling on this section too. But basically this section just kind of stands to represent any crummy area in your lawn, any ugly part of your lawn that you need to fix, that you can top dress it with something like this, and I'll show you how fast this stuff is gonna grow through. I will definitely keep you posted in future videos. So yeah, dry would obviously be better, but it's actually about to rain, so I'm trying to finish this up pretty quick. Just get it down. As it dries out, I'll rake it again. I'll put sand over it, make sure it's nice and perfectly flat. This area is going to be the coolest part of my lawn, for sure. And a small section like this can be really fun because it's something you can really take care of and just do all the tiny little delicate procedures to, and make sure that every little blade of grass is in place. Because, you know, on your whole lawn that might not be realistic, but something small like this that people can see from the road when they drive by, stand out and just have perfect Bermuda grass. I may even come in here and hand pick out all the common Bermuda grass that's mixed in with the hybrid, you know, stuff like that that you can't do on a full-size lawn, at least unless you have unlimited amounts of time, I guess. I think this top dressing ended up being pretty darn flat. I packed it down everywhere, mostly by hand, and then raked it out with that landscape rake. Gonna keep working on this over time, but this top dressing, it has that tiny bit of fertilizer in it, or at least nutrients. I don't know if you'd say fertilizer, but it's got that nutritional value in it. That 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. It's a little bit, but it's something. And anyway, we'll see the Bermuda grass pop up through here in no time. At least that's my hypothesis. Every good experiment needs a hypothesis, right? What's your hypothesis? Go leave it down in the comments, and I'll make sure to keep you guys posted as to the results of this top dressing experiment in a future video. So see you then.